think it's a pretty good plan. We should be able to pull it off this time. What do you think? Can you give me a number crunch real quick?
Yeah, give me a sec. I'm coming up with 32.33, repeating, of course, percentage of survival.
Oh, that's a lot better than we usually do.
Alright, chums up.
Ready, guys?
Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins!
Wouldn't think anything from the Star Wars fan base could be so controversial as this Bantha, except that I was involved with the Force.net during the prequel years, and I definitely learned that there's no fan base that likes controversy more than Star Wars fans. That being said, it's been interesting to be a part of this. I really thought when I ordered the Bantha it would be coming in a few months, but even though it was not advertised originally as a crowdfunding venture, I knew that it was similar risk because, it was just somebody's website. There was no telling what they would do with the money. Glad to know that I eventually got something. All right, let's see what we got here. See if I can get my focus working again. We have another box. Okay, you want to be a little careful because obviously don't want to damage what's underneath there. This is pretty well packed. There we are. Let's see what we got here. Behold, the Bantha really does exist. Yeah, I really wanted the boxed version, so that's the one I ordered. Paid the extra money. Let's see what they think of the box. Okay, what do we got here? I'm gonna put it over a little easier to see. All right. So, special exclusive. That is it's a sticker. I could pull it off. Don't want to ruin the box though, so I'll leave it be. It's a little actually it's not, oh I see, it's not damaged, it's just not kind of folded in right there. Not sure how these boxes were assembled. And there's damage in the box. And this was not due to my unpacking. This is odd. It's like a hole punch right in there. It looks very deliberate, but the outside, yeah, so it wasn't anything that the post office did. Oh, that's weird. Well, let's open it up and we'll take a look and see if there's anything that can explain it. So, I mean, the design of the box is good as far as like artistically, but it's really kind of hard, honestly, to mess up doing the vintage Star Wars boxes packaging. Because really, all they were was light cord bar boxes with photographs of their toys. So pretty easy to replicate, but I'm glad that, did it in the original style. And a picture of the Bantha on the end. Let's see about this side. Yeah, same. And that side we already saw. Let's take a look what's inside. Oh yeah, top of the box as well. Bottom is the same. All right, box is feeling like it's about to come apart, so I'm just gonna slide things out like that. Okay, so I am curious the packaging in the inside. So yeah, something punched right all the way through That was weird. Well, of course, the main feature is the Bantha itself. Let's take a look. All right. Here it is. It's got a plastic cord. It's holding on the opening. Yeah, you can immediately tell that the legs are held together internally by a wire, and that was one of the things that people were complaining about. You can immediately see it's a bit wobbly, but it does stand. So this is a couch, so obviously it's not the most stable surface, and it does manage to like not fall over. I really would have preferred they did the legs like they were done on the do-back, but I mean, I guess this does kind of work okay. I mean, it's not like, now if I were as a kid going to play with it, like if I was going to play with this as a kid, I'm afraid that these legs would break pretty easily. I'm assuming, or they might wear out and wouldn't stay up very well. But you know, as a collectible that I'm just going to put on my shelf, it should do okay. So if you push it in the back, yeah, you can see it goes face down fast. Okay, this time it's not so much. So I'm definitely going to be very interested to see the stand solo one. If the legs are done like the do-backs, I'm definitely going to prefer that. But for display purposes, I think it's okay. Still don't understand why they did it, but any event, that's fine. See the tail. It's a single piece, doesn't move. Let's see the face. So there's complaints about the eyes looking crazy. Yeah, that got a little lop-eyed there. I mean, just seeing this one by itself, that doesn't bother me though. I guess maybe when I put it next to the stand solo version, if it's got a better face, it might bug me a bit. But I don't mind the eyes, especially since I'm going to be displaying it sideways like that, so I won't see it. All right, so let's take this little piece here off, which is apparently holding the top down. Okay, so yeah, this slides right out. It's just it's a piece of plastic that fits right in there. So when it's in there, it looks kind of like the Kenner one, where they would have the push down, but it's not a push down. I mean, if you just push on it, I mean, it's definitely a plug. I don't have a Tuscan Raider handy for this video. I will be curious to see how it fits, but actually I'm not planning on displaying it with the Tuscan Raider. All right, well, okay, so yeah, I remember there was something about, okay, this being like a thumbtack or something. What is that? Okay, I mean, it's a metal pen of some kind. I don't want to, I'm a little nervous that if I try to take this thing off, it's going to break. I think this piece looks pretty nice, but it looks like a fan-made replica versus it doesn't actually look like 100% like what Kenner would have done. I'd say maybe about 85% like what Kenner would have done, but there's some things you can tell. Like, for example, they definitely wouldn't have had that. And I don't like the pen. They would have had something else there. And then because there's the talk about the resin, it being a resin pour. Now, it's just looking at it, I can't tell that it's not like a still mold myself. Now, if you're just looking here at this video, awesome. I'm not saying anyone's wrong if they make that statement. I just for me, I just don't notice it. But as far as feeling it, it doesn't feel. I mean, I guess the one thing I notice about it is the texture. Like if I rub my hand on it, I can tell that's something else. For now, I'm going to put this on my shelf. I'm looking forward to having it up there, and I'll display the box. I'm kind of wondering, I'll have to go back and watch the video to see which way the Bantha came out, because I just poured him out. I didn't really take a look, but I'm kind of wondering if maybe that might have been his tail that punched that hole in there, because it's down kind of like where his tail would have been. If it like moved around what was in there, the tail is kind of, yeah, the tail is pointy. It's got to be that. So a little padding would probably be a good idea. I'm curious if anyone else has got the box version. Can you let me know if you had that similar damage on your box, or is it just me? Let's take a look at some of the other stuff that came with it. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I like that this does look like something I would have gotten in a Kinder box back in the day. Looks like there's some repo gaffy sticks. To be honest, my Tusken Raider does not have a gaffy stick, so for the time being, I like using original weapons. I don't like using repo weapons if it's an original figure, so I still want to get a regular Bantha stick for my Raider, but for now, I'll probably actually use one of these, so it just plays a little better. Let's see what... Okay, here we go. Let's see what's in this collectible book. I assume this is going to be, yeah, stuff that Smith Lord's Creations is selling. There's the 13. Really wish they would have put those out. That's the one I'm really anxious on. Okay, that's kind of interesting. I do kind of like how he put it in with like some of the Tatooine playset. So it makes it feel like an actual book. Okay, so I like the book. Instructions is a single card. Oh man, it's been a while since I actually went through and looked at any of my cards or my instructions that came with like an actual vintage. So I don't know if I can compare this. I thought they always had like some sort of fold out thing. Oh, here's interesting. So he's got like the whole thing with the legs here. So like that was actually deliberately a feature choice. Not just like, oh, they didn't know how else to do it. That's how they wanted to do it. Interesting. Okay, one other thing that's in here. He did add the moisture evaporator. This feels actually pretty heavy for what it is, so I'm thinking it might be a resin pour too. And then there's two little stick things that are in there. Oh yeah, I see those attached to it to make it complete. It's all white. There's no color variations, but it does look like moisture evaporator, so that's a nice little throw in there. And is there anything else that came with it? Nope, just padding. Okay, well, so that's the Bantha. Anyone who wants to see one and wants to see what I think, like I said, I just kind of give you my most honest impression. I know some people were super pissed about it. My biggest complaint again is what made me upset was just the time it took to get it, but I have it now. The quality issue, I can definitely see some of the reasons people would have issues with the quality. That just doesn't bother me. I guess I'm just not as picky, because the main thing for me is like, what does it look like just sitting there? If I were to like go back in time and give this to my self as a kid, I might actually be disappointed. And I think some things about it would annoy me. I wouldn't like the legs as a kid, and I wouldn't like this as a kid, but it has the look just like that of like a vintage Bantha. So sitting on my shelves, I think it's good. I don't mind the price being so much. I obviously would prefer cheaper, but I do understand. Well, I've not actually done custom figures myself. I have enough business experience to understand that doing something like this in small runs is very expensive.